Welcome to AutoSens, the world's leading community for ADAS and autonomous vehicle technology development. We create best-in-class events, training, and information in order to connect the global community of scientists, engineers, and other automotive industry experts. One such expert is Hillary Balonek, Metrology Products Manager at Optikos. And Hillary, welcome back to AutoSens. Good to see you, friend.
Thank you. Good to see you too, Carl.
Hillary, the last time we spoke, you were part of the IQ Lab, now Metrology Products Manager. So take us through the day-to-day, your role. What does a Metrology Products Manager do?
Yeah, it's well, I think it's interesting. I'm a little biased though. My company makes products for testing the image quality of lenses and cameras, and so my team and I provide engineering support to our customers to help make sure that they get the right products that they need to do their testing. And the IQ Lab testing services is still something that we do. It's part of my group. So people can kind of test out the products that way and then buy one if it works for them. So
that's really cool, Hillary. Well, good to have you back. And we're talking about target projectors today. So what is a target projector? And then further to that, why should they be of interest to the automotive community?
Yeah, so target projectors is a pretty generic term. People might be more familiar with them called collimators, which is, it's technically incorrect, but it's still generally understood to be the same thing. So a target projector is an optical system that projects a target to appear so that it's at a certain distance away. And the target projectors that I'm talking about today are for camera testing. So it's at a certain distance away from the camera that the user is testing for image quality. Collimators are a little different in that they are a target projector, but they're focused at infinity. So the object appears to be at an infinite distance away. But target projectors in general don't have to be focused at infinity. They can be focused at a finite distance away, or you can have a focusing target projector that has a moving mechanism inside and can present object distances over a range. So it's one of those cases where all collimators are target projectors, but not all target projectors are collimators. So as to why they'd be of interest to the automotive community, they're a very useful test tool for assessing the image quality of cameras. They're certainly not the only option out there, however, and people may be more familiar with a printed test chart that goes up on the wall, and you can use that to assess the image quality of your camera. The problem with those is that they start to not work so well when you're testing cameras that have a very large field of view. And in talking to our customers in the automotive industry, those seem very common, these wide field of view cameras in the automotive industry. And the problem is your test chart has to be so large at that point, and you might not be able to make it large enough to test over the full field of view of these cameras. So that's where target projectors come in, because they can provide you with test objects that are projected to that specific distance away, but it's a very compact setup and can be about the size of a carry-on piece of luggage. So you replace that large test chart, that large test facility that you might need, with a very small test setup that can accomplish the same thing. There are lots of test target projector options out there. Optikos is one manufacturer that makes them. We're very proud of our Meridian product line. That's for camera testing. But people are not always aware that you can't just buy any target projector and use it to test any camera. You do have to make sure that you're choosing the right target projector for your application. And that's where my engineering team and I come in to help our customers understand that.
And that's good. So let's stay with that train of thought. So what are the key parameters then? What key parameters should be considered if we are going to be using a target projector?
There's quite a few. I know we don't have time to go through everything, but the main thing to keep in mind is that the reason why test charts are so prevalent and people use them is because the camera is directly imaging the chart. There's nothing in between them that might influence the measurement. And as long as things are set up correctly and illuminated correctly, you can get very accurate results. But in cases where a test chart can't be used and you're switching to target projectors, you now have an optical system. You have a lens in between your test object and the camera. And The fact is that that lens is going to impact the measurement. And the goal is to pick a target projector that has a negligible impact on your camera and your specific application. So that's where thinking through some of these parameters is really important. So that's things like the effective focal length of the camera and how that relates to the effective focal length of the target projector, the pupil size, the F number of the camera, and how that relates to the diameter of your target projector. There's the target angular size, because you want to make sure the target is large enough to give you enough pixels for analysis on your sensor. There's just usability parameters as well. How much working distance do you have before things start to vignette and the target starts to be clipped? How easy is it to communicate with the target projector? And how easy is it to use multiple target projectors in series? There's also the accuracy of the target projector as well. How accurately is it aligned? How accurately is it bore-sighted? Because those are things that the user should understand and understand how it's going to impact their measurement. So these are all things that if you're talking to a vendor, hopefully it's Optikos, but it might not be. If you're talking to a vendor with target projectors, you should be discussing all of these things with them and asking them questions about it, and particularly asking them, how do you focus your target projector? How do you calibrate it? And understanding what the uncertainty is.
And how do you do that, Hillary? As a target projector manufacturer, how does Optikos set and confirm the focus of your projectors?
I was hoping you would ask me that. So we are very proud actually of the process that we've put in place. It's a technique that we've used for many, many years. It's not a process that we've invented, and many people in the optics community are going to be familiar with it, but we do like to think that we've perfected it. So we use a process that it's described by an ISO standard, so I won't go into too much detail, but it's a scanning pentaprism approach that allows us to measure the wavefront slope across the clear aperture of the collimator. Like I said, this is used by a lot of people in the optics industry, but we've recently developed a product that automates this and produces very accurate results so that you can measure the degree of collimation or even give the user a specific measurement of the object distance. So if it's not at infinity, you want it to be 100 meters, how close is it to being 100 meters away? So the product that we've developed is called the collimeter, and it can be used with all of our target projectors. Gives a very accurate measurement of that object distance and where that target is appearing to be for your camera that's being tested.
We're speaking with Hilary Balonek, Metrology Products Manager at Optikos. Hilary, thank you for being with us, for sharing your insight and your expertise into target projectors, including what parameters we should be aware of. We're looking forward to seeing you in Barcelona for AutoSens Europe 2024, October 8th through the 10th. I hope we get a chance to catch up there in Barcelona, maybe do an interview again like this in the near future. But as far as today goes, thank you for being with us, friend.
Thank you. My pleasure.
For more information on Optikos and to find out more about our upcoming events, see the links in the description. And for more in-depth interviews like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel and join the AutoSens community on LinkedIn. In Detroit, on behalf of AutoSens, I'm Carl Anthony.